I knew it, y'all. I knew it. Carter told Hope that he loves her. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review with Life with Chester for the Bottom Beautiful November 6th, 2024. Okay, y'all, so first thing first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. I say it's three things that stood out this episode for me. The first thing is Carter. Well, I think it's two for Carter. The first thing is Carter. I said, did he tell Hope that Forster creation was her birthright? I said, I don't think that's how it works, does it? I said, I don't think so. He told her that Forster creation was her birthright. I say, both of y'all delusional. Both of y'all delusional. The second thing is that Ridge and Brooke over here arguing over their grown daughters, the choice that they both made and everything. And I said, you could fix this. You over here arguing with him about something. You know, you telling him that to trust you and everything, but you can't even tell him the truth. I know your daughter said not to, but this is affecting your relationship. Then y'all just had this conversation. Well, not just, but I think it was last year. Y'all had this conversation where y'all decided that y'all wasn't going to allow y'all grown kids to interrupt y'all relationship or interfere with your relationship. And y'all still doing the same thing. But I don't like the one part. Ridge was like, she was trying to tell him that Steffi's using the whole Logan versus Forrester thing. He's like, no, that's not it. And I said, he always doing it though. He definitely, every time they try to tell him, you know, something about like Steffi talking about the Logans or the Logans talking about Steffi or the Forsters or whatever, he be like, no, we just gonna get along. It's not like that. But I just feel like he just oblivious to the truth. He delusional like the rest of these folks. But yeah, okay, on today's episode, Carter and Ho was still talking about the same thing. They standing there talking about the same thing. The amount of time that y'all stood there talking about the same thing is the amount of time you could have been over there telling the truth. I know she said she didn't want to because she feel like Carter gonna pay the price. But again, if he continues to talk how he been talking, he gonna get fired regardless. Regardless. Now, again, I've been looking up, you know, trying to find some spoilers or anything like that. They say Eric tries to talk to Steffi, but she stays steadfast in her decision. But yeah, on today's episode, Carter and Ho was talking about the same thing about what Steffi did. Ho talking about some, I can't believe she did this and talking about she in shock and all this stuff. I said, boy, believe it. I said, you done had 3, 4, 5 episodes to believe it. And she's still standing there. She'll say, oh, I don't even know if I want to go back, but you still talking about the same thing. But yeah, it look like they finally hooking up on this episode. Well, at the end of the episode. So we'll see. Talking about they love each other. I said, man, save it. But we gonna talk about that part in a minute. Let me see. What else? They was just talking about the same thing, and he was saying how he there for her, and he gonna protect her, and all this stuff, and Steffi not gonna get away with it, and she's out of control, and she doing this and that. I said, well, if we being honest, all y'all should have been fired at this point, because all y'all done had some type of inappropriate relationship at the office. But I don't know, y'all. Let me finish with Carter and Hope. So they was talking, and then Carter was like, I love you. And the look on her face, the way she looked at him, I was like, oh, Lord, Carter, you in there alone again. I said, how many times he done told these folks he loved them so fast? He told Queen he loved her. Who else was it? Was it Zoe? It was somebody else. He kept saying he loved them and everything. But Hope ended up telling him that she never met somebody, whatever she said. Y'all heard her. I don't forgot. I think she said something like she never met nobody like him or something like that. And then she was like, I love you too. I said, I about to say, then y'all just meet, but I forgot. They've been working together for years, so I might believe it, but I don't believe it at the same time. But I said, Carter, you fall too fast, sir. I said, okay, now that y'all love each other and all that other good stuff, go on, tell the truth. Go on, tell the truth. They missed the opportunity, I feel like, to tell the truth. I feel like one of the moments they should have brought in Carter for him to reveal the truth or something was when Hope went across the hall and Steffi was like, give me a name. I told you, give me a name. Who is it? If it wasn't for my husband, then who was it for? Carter should have walked in. It was for me or whatever. Something. But no. They just standing there talking about the same thing again and again and again. Okay, I talked about, what did I say? I said he talking about he loved her. That was one of the things. The other thing was he talking about that's her birthright. And then the other people is Brooke and Ridge. But before we talk about Brooke and Ridge, we got to talk about Finn and Steffi. Nothing too much was going on. They was talking about Hope. And they was talking about Hope. And she ends up telling him that she had to fire him. Not fire him. Fire her and everything. And what else did she say? He was trying to say something about Hope. And she was like, I know it wasn't you. I know it was Hope or whatever. And I said, look. I said, they don't even realize what they saying. Who was that? Was it Ridge? I think it was Ridge. I think Ridge said something about Hope was jumped on Finn or something like that. And I said, first of all, that's not even what happened. All y'all keep changing the story. All y'all keep changing the story. Then somebody else said something else. What did they say? She jumped on Finn. She was trying to seduce him. It was something else. But yeah, they were just talking about Hope, and then they ended up sleeping together or whatever. But Finn ends up telling Steffi that he supports her. I said, look, he finally got, y'all know he learned his lesson. He said he learned his lesson because you remember before, every time, first it was Sheila or whatever, then it was about Hope. He said, I learned my lesson. Let me agree with you. And now we get to the third part that stood out to me that was like, what? Really? Brooke and Ridge, they over here arguing, going back and forth. She was thinking about, Carter and Hope and what they got going on. I think she was thinking about, Hope telling her not to say anything. I said, have you not learned anything? Then you know about the fan situation? Look how that blew up in your face. And then y'all agreed that y'all wasn't going to let these folks interrupt y'all relationship. But I said they just seem like they finna get ready to put Ridge with Taylor. And I think somebody said that Brooke's supposed to be going after Eric. I said, oh my goodness. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I seen. I said, Lord, how many times? How many freaking times? But yeah, they over here arguing and stuff. Brooke talking about some she won't Ridge support. Your daughter's out of control. She's doing this and that. She's doing this personal stuff. I mean, in reality, one, you ain't supposed to. I guess it depends on where you work. You're not supposed to have like relationships with coworkers and stuff like that. Two, if Hope actually, she is innocent because she wasn't trying to sleep with him, but she still ain't had no business in the lingerie if she wasn't a model and doing modeling things. She's trying to model for Carter though. But yeah, that's the second thing. So she is partially at fault. But yeah, Brooke was telling him that she needed his support or whatever, and he just standing. He don't never want to pick sides, and that's the problem. That is the problem. He never want to pick sides, and that's gonna always be a problem. But she tells him that he's wrong about this. Him and Steffi wrong about this, and I said, all you gotta do is tell her what happened. And she kept saying or implying, you're wrong. There's more to the story. It didn't happen like that. I was waiting on him to say, how did it happen then? I was waiting on her to say, it was for Carter. She was doing it for Carter or whatever. Because they've been steady saying how, Carter has changed. Things are different. Why is he steady speaking up for hope for the future, Why would they bring that up if they ain't going to address it? They over here keeping secrets and stuff. You don't got fired. And you still want to keep a secret. Somehow you protected him. And he finna go over here do something stupid. But I don't know. Then I seen some talk about him leaving the show. But I don't know how true that is either. You don't really know until the actual episode airs. So we'll see. But what else? Oh, Brooke ends up telling Ridge that the seats at Forrester are not just reserved for his children. I said, ooh-wee. I said, shots fired. I said, well, y'all missing the point again. I said, it's their legacy, as they say. But I don't know. I heard somebody say, and y'all let me know if it's true or not, that Ridge isn't even a Forrester, which means that Steffi not even a Forrester, which means that isn't their birthright either. So I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but I seen that, what was that, earlier this year or either last year, somebody had commented that said that. I was like, for real, I didn't know that. I mean, technically it wouldn't matter because if he adopted him, he still would be a Forrester before the Logans was. But yeah, they started going back and forth about their daughters. And I said, oh my goodness, just break up. Just call it quits. Because after all them kisses with Bill and sleeping with Bill, and then you going back to Taylor and you over here enjoying both of them. Wait. You over here interacting with both of them or whatever. Like, come on. It's inspired at this point. Come on. But I still feel like regardless, this show is set up for them to end up together. So they should have just brought Taylor back with somebody else talking about some doggone broken heart syndrome. Might as well have her faking like she was dying then. But yeah, Ridge started to talk about he feels like this would teach Hope a lesson. At first she was leading my son on or something he said or whatever. Now this with Finn, and then they just started yelling at each other and stuff. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. But that's it. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a good rest of the day and be safe.